Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Baylor Worldwide Television. This is news, this is sport, this is boxing. It's great to report about big fights. It's great to talk to people who make the sport of boxing what it is, and to get the exclusives and get the inside information. Baylor Worldwide Television. It's not just about reporting about boxing and boxing news. There's about reporting things that happen in the world, particularly this matter. As you see from the title, former boxer Dean Francis has been diagnosed with an incurable cancer, and the NHS can do nothing about it. This story in particular, not anybody that's suffering from an illness that is incurable, is devastating. Even more devastating when it's somebody that's a member of your family, or somebody you've come across, or somebody you know. Dean Francis was somebody that I grew up watching, cheering on, wishing that he'd go on and become a world champion. I looked up to Dean Francis. Dean Francis was one of those fighters I grew up watching box, and actually had the pleasure of meeting the gentleman. It was my third amateur bout. I was at the novice championships. My trainer believed in me that much. Was at novice championships, and Dean Francis was at these amateur bouts. You always have, a pro fighter that would come in, from the area or supporting the event, and Dean Francis was that gentleman that came through the door. And I remember meeting him and just talking briefly how much I admired him, and such a down-to-earth guy. And I remember said, if I ever became a pro boxer, that's the type of guy I'd want to be. Down-to-earth, humble, not full of himself. That was my memories of Dean Francis. Boy, the boy could fight. But I want to do this video because there's a campaign actually out at the moment, a crowdfunding campaign, and we want to do all we can at Baylor Worldwide Television to support this crowd funding campaign. So I'm going to give you some information about this. I'll read directly from the actual crowdfunding page itself. The title says, "We're raising £100,000 for Dean Francis, who has been told his cancer is untreatable and incurable, and that the NHS cannot help him." So far, I'm looking straight at the page at the moment, 7%. So the target is 100,000, and they've got £7,190 at the moment. So those who don't understand what crowdfunding is, basically crowdfunding is a new way to raise money for a personal cause on Just Giving. So the website is Just Giving, but to make it legit and everyone knows it's a legit website. It's on Just Giving, and it's crowdfunding, basically people pulling money online to for whatever cause it may be, your campaign. This particular campaign is regarding Dean Francis. So I'll read the story. So for those of you who don't have any background information about Dean Francis, this is a story again taken from the Just Giving website. Dean Francis is a man that needs little introduction. Nicknamed Star in his boxing career, winning titles such as the British, European and Commonwealth, is well known and respected throughout the boxing world. Training out of the Bristol Boxing Gym, Dean trains and mentors people like myself and inspiring boxers and youngsters within his community. I believe this is written by Lee Haskins, the current IBF world champion. He has found happiness and is very much a family man and well loved by many close friends. Recently married to, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, I think it's Gyla Francis, after a 9-year relationship, and now father to his precious 3-year-old son, Rocco Francis. Dean also supports his wife in her business, Little Star Workshops, in their hometown Chepstow, an independent, thriving child's workshop and cafe located in the town centre, which has been open less than a year, an adventure the newly married couple embarked on, inspired by their little special little boy. It's difficult for me to read because, like I said, it's somebody that I grew up watching, and just devastating news. Having always been a fighter, Dean has overcome the impossible in his boxing career after a shoulder injury that told him he could never box again. I remember that. And he came back. Again, against all the odds, he fought his way to the top again. We need your kindness and support to help Dean and his family a chance to fight his illness that destroys so many lives. We're raising £100,000 for Dean, who has been told that his cancer is incurable and untreatable, and that the NHS cannot help him. If anybody can fight this and beat this, I'm backing Dean Francis. He's a real fighter, that man. And those are the stories that I know of Dean Francis. God knows what's gone on in his personal life, but surely he's a fighter. Dean's only chance, now faced with such a life-limiting illness, is to look for alternative treatments in the hope that we cannot only prolong his life, but we can also find a cure. Already, the illness has progressed quickly, as Dean was first diagnosed in January. This has come as a massive shock. Dean and his friends and family are not prepared to just sit back and do nothing. We are grateful for every donation received. And it says at the bottom here, Lee Haskins. So it was Lee Haskins, one of the fighters that Lee Haskins has been trained by. One of the fighters that Dean Francis has helped train in Lee Haskins, and from the same gym, who Lee Haskins is now, I think, IBF champion of the world. I mean, it's a gut-wrenching story, but you know, there are people have donated, and I said, Baylor, it's worldwide. It's going to do what we can to promote this and to get this out to as many people as possible. And please, if you see this video, please share this video. The link is in the description box as to how to give. We will tweet it out. We will send it to as many people as possible. My love is to Dean Francis and his family. And Dean, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being an inspirational part in my life within the world of boxing. And I will do all I can. Just the fact that you shook my hand and gave me inspirational words. Just want to say to you, Dean, thank you so much. You might not remember me. It was many moons ago. But thank you. So that's it, really. This is the story. And places you can share it on your Facebook page. You can email it. You can tweet it out. So it's all there. The information, again, is in the description box. So share the video. Tell people about it. And, of course, donate. This is Ingram Jones from Baylor Worldwide Television, and we're out. Thank you so much for watching.